Hello everyone, Andrew here, and welcome to another random game of the day, and the first random game of the day of 2013. And to start things off, we are playing Mega Man 7 for the 77th random game of the day. I've been waiting to do that for I don't know how long. I don't know, I thought that it'd just kind of be funny because, you know, 7 and 77, I have no idea. But anyway, Mega Man 7, it's unfortunately a really underrated game, because I guess Mega Man X came out right around the same time, and it really overshadowed it. So, I mean, everyone played Mega Man X, and nobody played Mega Man 7. Although, I mean, I can't blame them. I mean, I don't blame anyone. I mean, I was the same way. I got Mega Man X around the time it came out, and I didn't even know there was a Mega Man 7, because I didn't have, like, Nintendo power to tell me these things. And Mega Man X 1 and 2 are amazing games, and they are better than Mega Man 7, although Mega Man 7 is still a really good game in its own right. I'm not really a big fan of Mega Man X3. But yeah, so I figured, just for fun, let's play some Mega Man 7 since it's a game that probably not too many people have ever played. The first time I actually ever played it was on Mega Man Anniversary Collection. So anyway, I believe we'll just play for a little while and see how it goes. We'll probably see how many of the bosses we can beat in a certain amount of time, and we'll probably start with Junkman. I start with Junkman. That's the thing about Mega Man. You can start with whatever level you want, and it's always really fun. Everyone will be like, oh no, why would you start with Junkman? Nobody starts with Junkman. I don't know, it's just what I do. In the Forgotten Factory. Good that it tells you the level namers. I never would have realized that we were going to a Forgotten Factory. Oh man, it looks like the middle of the jungle or something. So yeah, Mega Man 7, there's always criticisms that people give it. One thing is the sound effects. I mean, just listen to that shot. Oh man, it sounds like some super strong attack is coming out. No, it sounds more like a children's toy or something. But overall, I still really like Mega Man 7, and it had some really cool features in it. Like if we pause quickly, jumping right into the Meteor shot there, we start with Rush Coil, and if you go to the next, start is not what you use to go to the next screen. Or B, apparently. I forget what button it is. Okay, if you press Y to go to the next screen, you can see our lives there, and you can see there's a whole bunch of different items that we have to collect. At the top there, we have things like energy tanks, weapon tanks, special tanks, and at the bottom, a whole bunch of different things that we can collect. And at the very bottom left, the number of bolts that we have picked up. Because in this game, you can pick up bolts after you defeat enemies, and then exchange those for items at the shop while you're on the level select screen. And I'm sure I'll show that off eventually. Okay, so it's getting hit there. We're up to a pretty good start. There is a big bolt there. I believe the big ones are worth 10, and you can also get small ones that are worth 1. These guys always drop them. It's pretty cool. So let's see, what are we up to now after collecting like 2 big ones and 2 small ones? We're up to 20. That was pretty fast to get to 20. One thing I've always kind of not liked about the Super Nintendo Mega Man games is that things are so big. I mean, think about a ladder in Mega Man 1 to 6 and just how small it is on the screen. And look at this ladder right here. It takes up almost a quarter of the width of the screen. Okay, maybe a quarter is an exaggeration. It's like a sixth of the screen. It's pretty massive. I mean, it's kind of annoying that ladders have to be that big, but I mean, it's like overall it means that a lot of the environment is taking up more space, which means it gives you a little bit less room to move sometimes, but overall it's not too bad. Still, I really like this game. The music's good. I like the graphics. The bosses aren't too bad. The level design is really good. And yeah, it's definitely really overlooked for things like Mega Man X. But I mean, like I said, I can't blame anyone because Mega Man X 1 and 2 are just incredible games. And they definitely really do beat this, like, and this becomes very overshadowed by them. Because it features a lot of things, the X series features a lot of things that they don't. Like, you don't have wall jumping in this game, and there's a lot of features that made the X games really fun weren't a part of the original series, obviously, because the X series is supposed to be like a massive upgrade to the series as a whole. So yeah, at this point, the original series kind of started to get rejected because you had Mega Man 7, that's one original Mega Man game on the Super Nintendo, and then you had, do these guys stop if you shoot them? Okay, they do. And then you had Mega Man X 1, 2, and 3 on the Super Nintendo, so that's 3 X games and only 1 original series game. That was a stupid move. Yet you had, and then on the PlayStation, you only had Mega Man 8, or Sega Saturn, I guess. And yet on the PlayStation, you also had Mega Man X 4, 5, and 6. And then on the PlayStation 2, you didn't have any original Mega Man games, and that had X 7 and 8. So overall, the original series really started to kind of disappear until finally there were the smaller 8-bit releases of Mega Man 9 and 10 on Wii, Xbox, and PS3. And were they on iPhone and stuff too? I don't even remember. I don't really keep up to date with cellular. No, it's not cellular games, it's like mobile games, I think they call them these days. Anyway, and then proceeding through this level here. Every level has items to find, although since this is the first stage we're doing, we actually don't really have any of the items required to get the items that are hidden in the stage. Although we might come back later after we get some more special weapons, and I'll show off where some of the secrets are hidden in this stage. But yeah, on our initial run through right here, we probably won't be finding too much. And there's a bit of lag there. There's like 700 sprites on the screen at the same time. Whoa. Okay. So unfortunately, you kind of just have to wait for these guys here. Whoa, man! almost fell right into that one. And yeah, we definitely need the weapon energy up there, even though we have no weapons. These enemies were in the first game, and then I don't think they've returned since. I mean, they were kind of like that. They look kind of the same, but in 16-bit form, but they don't attack exactly the same. And there we go! In like 5 minutes, we have made it to the first boss, Junkman, and let's hope I remember his pattern. Okay, so let's see here. We got you, and you hit. When he jumped, he kind of made it so I couldn't move. You're going to shoot a massive ball of garbage. No, you're going to push it across the floor. But luckily, I kind of remember that was going to happen. Ah, darn it! I'm not finding very many good opportunities to hit you here because there's like so many times when you're like invincible. Ow! That was a bad move. Okay, so let's see. So we got that. Darn, I tried to jump, but it was a bit late. Okay, luckily, if we mash... Number one rule of when you get stuck in a video game, just mash buttons and hopefully you will get unstuck. Alright. So far, we're kind of tied as far as health goes. That was a stupid move. Another stupid move. Ow. Come on, Andrew, don't die so soon. And I slid into the wall for some reason. Genius move. See, if I make some sort of epic comeback here, that'd be really cool, and I'd be really impressed if I could. And, darn it, we have 2 health segments left. Let's go with that. Okay, so he's going to push the thing across the floor. He's going to jump up into it. Yeah! Destroyed! Good defensive skills can really, like, obviously, you need to get the pattern down. And you really need to know how to use, like, the slide and stuff like that. And then, you can kind of beat it no matter how much health you have. And luckily, we kind of got saved there. We didn't even have full health when we started the battle. I know, this is the point where it is revealed that we are not playing Mega Man 7, but we are actually playing Rockman 7, the Japanese version. And the Rockman 7 actually has the subtitle Shikume no Taiketsu, which translates to Showdown of Destiny. And I really like that. All of the original Mega Man games have a neat little subtitle that the English releases never had, like Rockman 2, Mystery of Dr. Wily, or Rockman 6, The Greatest Battle Ever. I mean, none of those subtitles really came to North America, and I don't know why. I think that it's kind of neat to have a subtitle like that, as long as you still have the numbers. I hate when games only have subtitles and no number, but as long as you still have that number, like, it's kind of neat to have that extra subtitle there. So anyway, we just barely beat Junkman there, but luckily we made it out okay. And there we go, 3 bosses left in not even 10 minutes. So we'll probably get all 4 of them done at this rate. Because next up is Freeze Man. And I'm probably just going to call the video Mega Man 7 for the sake of it's simpler. And also, in the English version, there was no level name underneath. So some people might have said, I've played Mega Man 7 before, and I don't remember Junkman stage being called Forgotten Factory. That's because for whatever reason, those were taken out in the English version, even though the name is already in English. I mean, people might be saying, it's the Japanese version, so why is there still English text? And then the answer to that is because in Japan, English is pretty much like their second language, and even in a lot of Japanese games, you will still find English text. Like, even in Japan, sometimes buildings and signs and everything will have English on them, because Japanese people definitely do know some English as well. So it is kind of neat. Like, in a game like Mega Man 7, you definitely don't really need to be able to read things. I mean, there's a little bit of story, but you're not really missing out if you can't read. And that's why we're playing the Japanese version today, because the English version of Mega Man 7 is actually quite rare. We were talking about how Mega Man X kind of overshadowed it. Well, I guess Mega Man 7 didn't really sell that well or something like that. So it's definitely not an easy game to come by. And then if you do by some chance come by it, unless it's at a thrift store, like if it's at like a real video game store or something like that, you are going to be paying a lot of money for it, because this is like a $100 game. It's crazy how high it is up there. So many Super Nintendo games are really overpriced. So that's why Rockman 7 Learn to jump, Andrew! I guess where I did, but I like slid off the edge or something like that. That's why Rockman 7, the Japanese version, it's like 20 bucks. And if you have an adapter, you can play it on your Super Nintendo, and it's just as good. I mean, it's not like you're really missing anything out because it's the Japanese version. So, would you rather pay 20 bucks or 100 bucks? I mean, obviously I want to get it for my collection someday, but I have no problem with playing the Japanese version right now, and it's actually kind of cool to see some of those differences, like level names. What's it called? Like, that we're at the select screen. And even the pause screen, I mean, the weapons are still in English. I mean, like, you're not missing anything out by playing the Japanese version. Of course, you do need the converter to play it on your North American Super Nintendo, or you could just cut the tabs out from the inside that stop you from putting Japanese games in it. But either way, it's definitely still a better deal if you really, really want to play Mega Man 7 on your Super Nintendo to just get the Japanese version. The converters, I mean, I think some people on eBay try to like scam you like 50 bucks for them or something like that, but really, I don't think you should pay any more than 20 for one. I think I paid like 10 for mine. Okay, so you drop your thing. Feels like we've seen this part already for some reason. I have no idea why. And man, this part always lags massively. That's why I get the weapon power-up, even though I don't need it. Just to try and stop some of the lag. Now, the ice definitely does make these jumps a little bit trickier. Although, if we just take our time there. The trick is to just jump, to land flat. As long as you, you're not holding left or right when you land your jump, Mega Man won't move. It's when you're holding left or right that he kind of starts to slide, and it really sucks. Okay, so you can go up or down, and I'm going to tell you right now that you want to go up first because it's a dead end, but there is something that we want on here, and we have a random H. So let's see, I always cheat this part. Darn it. Although luckily, I didn't start breaking the ice for whatever reason. Ugh. There we go! Second chances for the win, although if we go down and come back up, does the ice actually come back? No, it doesn't, so we'd actually have to leave the stage and come back if we wanted to try that again. But anyway, I actually should show off what Junk Shield does when I press start for some reason. Why doesn't start just... Okay, so now if you look at the right over there, you will see we have an H, and that is one of 4 tiles that are hidden across the first 4 stages here. And the way that works is when we get all 4, something awesome will happen, and hopefully I'll show that off at some point. I'm sure we'll get them all. So anyway, J Shield, Junk Shield. It is your typical shield item that every single Mega Man game after number 2 seemed to have. I guess it was just easy to program or something, so they gave it to every single game. It is Freeze Man's weakness, which is why we do him next, and also because there's just a decent level to do next. So yeah, we'll be saving that for the boss. And we have you. You look like that guy that throws the giant mace from Mega Man X, which is interesting. Alright, so let's see here. We have a top road and the bottom road. So let's try to take the top road here. Make some crazy jumps, because if we do fall... I think, should I have... Yeah, I kind of want that. Ugh. Try not to die. Darn, massive bolt kind of went down there, and I died! Woohoo! I think we got a checkpoint. That is a long jump to make, although when there are items around, it's worth sacrificing a few lives to try and get them. That's one thing I really hate about New Super Mario Brothers. It's one of those games where, hey, can you like move your shield? If you die enough times, it brings like that help system. It's like you died like 7 times. Clearly, you need help with this level. Although sometimes if I miss a star coin or something and I can't like go back and get it, I'll just suicide. Because I usually have like 99 lives anyway, so it's not like losing one of them is going to make me cry. Darn it, Andrew! Sliding off of the edge there. This is going to be so suicidal. Let's see, actually, can I use Rush to get back up here? Ow! Let's see, come on, I can do this. I can so do this. No, darn it. Okay. Let's see, can we make it back? Because otherwise, there's no reason to play this stage again. That is the last item in this stage that we need. Can I make it back up there? Yay, okay. Try number 3. Let's hope this goes well. Because that is an item I definitely want. Darn it! And game over. Retry. That was the worst jump ever. Okay, so we're finally back here. This is a very tricky part, because, I mean, the jumps are very massive. I mean, look at that. That is probably the biggest possible jump you can make. So, I mean, if you don't time it 100% perfectly, you're not making it. And then add that to the fact that these platforms are slippery, and it's very easy to slide off the edge by accident. Okay, and then I always get really weird at this one. Yeah, okay. Whew, finally. That gave us our search. Rush search. So you just call him, and then sometimes you like dig up some items for you. And then sometimes you won't, so I mean, it's kind of useless. I never use it. Sometimes you'll dig up health. Sometimes you'll dig up like other random things. Let's see if we just probably destroy you. Alright, there. So man, that stunk. And then also that part at the beginning with the icicles falling, that's not the easiest part. Because, I don't know, you can just easily slide into the spikes. Whoa, man, I forgot about that attack. Overall, this level's kicking my butt. Ice levels, I don't know, some people really complain about them. They're like, it's not fair, you're just messing with, like, the physics or something, and it's a cheap tactic. But overall, ice usually doesn't bother me, and I'm pressing up and you're not grabbing onto the ladder. The ceiling is too low, so this is what I'm talking about. There's not enough room to, like, jump and grab things. But overall, ice doesn't usually bother me, especially in Mega Man games. It's pretty easy. It's just that darn part where those jumps were massive. Very reminiscent of Flashman's stage, except the jumps in Flashman's stage were actually a lot smaller than that, and they were pretty easy to make. And these sleds are just annoying. Man, this level is not being nice. So that's the end already? I thought the level was way longer than that. Overall, that was a very short level. And as I said, Junk Shield is the weakness. Let's see if we can do this with half health. I mean, we do have an advantage after all. I do like the boss music in this game a lot. Whoops, okay, so now we know your trick. Oh god. Whoops. So yeah, I should also mention, if you press Y while you have the shield, it shoots off in 3 directions. I didn't really use that too much, it was easier to just kind of go up and hit him. And we only lost a few segments of health, too. Didn't actually lose too much, considering we started with half. This time we have roll instead of auto, like I think we had last time. See, and it's still in English here anyway, so it's not like it really matters. They just talk about the special weapon a little bit, and it tells you what it's called anyway. You can easily just go try it out in battle. So, like, there's no point on even needing the English version. Just, like, who needs the English version? Okay, so we have the password there, which we're probably not going to end up using, unless the game, like, breaks or something, which would suck. So, yeah, one thing I never really mentioned is that we only have 4 bosses at the beginning here, which is just like the Game Boy games. The original Game Boy Mega Man games, you usually fight 4 bosses, and then after you defeat the original 4, the next 4 come later, with the exception of the first game, which worked a bit differently. This also comes back in Mega Man 8, although in 9 and 10 they kind of just let you have all 8 at the beginning again. Let's see, if at the boss select screen we press select, it will bring us to this screen. The massive Eddie / flip-top / that red guy machine. And we get sucked up there, and we get the store. And you can buy various things here. We have 84, so what can you buy with 84? 1 life is only worth 40, which is pretty small. Oh yeah, we got an energy tank in the last level, which is pretty good. One thing I've always really hated about the store is if you press right, it scrolls to the left, and if you press left, it scrolls to the right, and I am not even joking about that. I'm pressing left right now. So, yeah, now I'm pressing right, and just, I don't even know. Like, who the heck designed this? But, anyway, energy tanks are always good. I don't think we need another one. Beat Call. I should buy one of these just to show. Actually, I don't think we can buy it right now. Yeah, you need to find Beat first. Beat is actually hidden in one of the levels, and you can't use that item until you find him. But, yeah, we'll get to that when it matters. So now that we've defeated Junkman and Freezeman, we have Cloudman and Burstman remaining. And next up, we are going to do Cloudman. Even though we do not have the weakness for him, I've just always done him third for whatever reason. So yeah, let's do it. Cloudman in Watch Your Step. So I don't know, Junkman's was called Forgotten Factory, which makes it sound like, okay, that's the name of the level, and now all of a sudden it's Watch Your Step, so I doubt that. We're at the Watch Your Step Weather Center. It doesn't really make any sense. The trick with this level is that it has those really annoying enemies that come up from the holes when you try to jump, and they're really cheap because sometimes you don't expect them, and they come up and then you die. It stinks. Okay, so let's see here. Also, there's these clouds, although luckily I don't think they're big enough jerks to put, like, holes behind them. What we have here is this guy. Whatever you shoot him with is what will happen. If you hit him with a normal shot, I think it starts to rain, although if you hit him with this... actually, that's a lie. It happens another time, then. Because I know that there's one of those guys where if you shoot them with the snow, it starts to snow. Although it looks like that guy, no matter what you shoot him with, it starts to rain. And, oh man, this is a tricky thing right here. Luckily, we start with Rush Coil. I believe in the very first game Rush was ever in, which was Mega Man 3. I don't believe you start with Rush Coil, or do you? Actually, no, I take that back. I think you do start with Rush Coil. Let's see, so if we shoot you with snow, then does it turn to snow? Yes, it does. That's what I was thinking of. And that will actually be useful for finding a secret later. But yeah, Rush Coil is like really overpowered. And yeah, I remember now, you definitely do start the game with Rush Coil. Because there were some stages where you had to use it to get up to certain spots. I guess we could go for that health, although we don't really need it. And here we have some tricky platforming. Even though it is snowing, the ground is not slippery, so luckily it's not like Freezeman's stage, and it's not being a jerk. We got that guy there. We have these floating clouds, which is very reminiscent of Airman's stage in Mega Man 2, except these clouds are really massive, and this one almost didn't feel like appearing. And also we have all these windmills here, except they're not spinning for whatever reason, because I guess that would have required too much animation. And the budget for this game was really small, I guess. No, I have no idea. Although I guess that I wonder what exactly how the effort was distributed, considering Mega Man X and Mega Man 7 came out around the same time. All right, so the thing to note here is that since it is snowing, we can see these platforms. If it was not snowing, our range of visibility would be very limited, and we would not be able to see which platforms are coming up ahead. This is a big factor in when finding one of the secrets of coming up in the level, because the fact that you can't see all of the platforms, it makes it difficult. So if we couldn't see all the platforms, the first thing you'd be wondering is, how do you get to that ladder up there? Because you wouldn't know where exactly the floor was. And man, that was a jerk move. I clearly jumped on the back of him. Okay then. Okay. So now this time it's going to be interesting, because there's not going to be snow. So you'll actually be able to see what I was talking about when I said you can't see the platforms ahead of you when there's not snow. So let's just get across this part here. Okay, I don't think we had too far to go before we're back to the point we were at. I think there's land here. Okay, yeah, so let's jump to here. Okay, so here you go. So this is what I mean. Like you can't see the platforms except within like a little circle around you. So you really have to kind of just hope that you jump and land on things. Okay, so okay, so there we have that ladder up there. So we use Rush Coil. I could swear I jumped on him last time, so I have no idea what happened. So we go up here, and it's like, wow, there's an extra life up here. That wasn't really useful. But remember, if there was snow, it would have allowed us to see everything. So basically, if there was snow, it would have let us see that there is actually a platform over here that we can jump on. So yeah, that looks like the leap of faith. Otherwise, I mean, there's pretty much no way you'll ever see that. And there we go. So we got another panel, and I don't know if I said it before, but they're eventually going to spell out Rush. If you couldn't figure out by the U and the H. Luckily we have that. We have 2 lives again. Wait, why do we have 2 lives? Oh, that's right, I got an extra life. That is correct. Forgot all about that. Okay. Although, darn, I still can't see where on earth I'm jumping. Darn it! Okay, so we beat that, which was not very hard. Just I'm blaming it on the lag. Last time there was like massive lags. No, I have no idea. Okay, so we have health I don't need, and because of that, I'm going to have to kill you again. Thanks for jumping, even though it did absolutely nothing. This guy's head comes off when you shoot him up, but not much of an issue. Up there, we have a ladder, and if you go up there, you will receive a message from Proto Man. I guess we might as well do it, even though we won't be able to read it. The way this works is that there's another place later in the game where if you got the message from him here, actually, I don't think there's actually an order that you have to go to them. I think as long as you get the 2 messages, then something will happen at a later point in the game, and you'll actually be able to fight Proto Man if you received both of his messages and went to the secret place. And if you do that, you will actually receive Proto Man's shield as a weapon, which is kind of neat. Basically, it's just the shield, and I believe you also use it in combination with like your regular buster, which is kind of neat because it deflects some attacks. So, if you like getting 100%, it's definitely worth looking for all that stuff. I'm just getting destroyed here, so I'm not even paying attention. So let's see, we have more bolts there. And man, you look like just like those guys from Airman's stage, except you do both ways, except just blowing in the opposite direction. Alright, so this is okay. Please do not take me off the edge. It's very hard to turn around, because as soon as you do, you start to like go way too fast in that direction. Man, there's so much slowdown in this game because of all the sprites. Alright, so like I said, we do not have Cloudman's weakness, although hopefully we can figure this out anyway. I don't think his pattern's too hard. Okay, so remember, he shoots a massive laser when he does that. And this reminds me of Storm Eagle, where it kind of tries to blow you off the side of the stage. So far, a very simple boss battle. Let's see, so, oh man, so we know this attack. Overall, Mega Man bosses are usually pretty easy to figure out. And once you get their attack pattern down, I find in Mega Man 7 it's also pretty easy to kind of figure them all out. But let's see, so that you... Wrong way. Don't slide the wrong way off the edge, that would be really stupid. Almost dead. And there we go. So far, I've got first-time kills on every single boss. Junkman was actually the hardest so far. Overall, Cloudman, yeah, really easy. I know that some people like to do Cloudman first, and there you go, I didn't use any special weapons, so it shows that it's a pretty good choice to do him first, too. Also, if you do Cloudman, I'm pretty sure you don't have to revisit any stages later on, because you can get all of the items in the stage without any of the special attacks, except for Rush Coil, but you start with that. And yeah, that's the only special item actually hidden in this stage, too. You get Thunder Strike, and I guess we'll have to try that out in the next stage. Actually, did I ever try Freeze Man's attack? I didn't. I keep forgetting to try people's attacks, which is really silly. Okay, but before we move on to Burst Man, we got all the items in Cloud Man's stage. We got everything in Freeze Man's stage, but we got nothing in Junk Man's stage. So I'm actually going to take a quick detour back at the things that we missed here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to where the items are hidden. I'm just going to skip there. There's no point on showing the whole level again, so I will be there in a few minutes. Okay, so the first thing is right here, and we need Freeze Man's attack. This actually looks exactly like Chill Penguin's attack, and when you hit it, it even breaks into multiple pieces, so Isaac kind of got spoiled there. What you have to do is you have to shoot the attack at that kind of lava fall, and it will freeze. And we can go under here. I don't know if anyone noticed that there's a bit of a ladder underneath here before. That will bring us down here, and since we, man, how do we stop this lava flow? I mean, we didn't just do it already, so you shoot that. And we get the next panel of the rush thing. So if we go over here, we now have U, S, and H. And we also have a bit more level here, too. We actually have an alternate path through the level, which I always thought was really cool. So we have this ladder here. And we have an extra life. And we also have another elevator segment like we had earlier on in the level. In this one, like I said, you only get to go to if you take that alternate path, which requires Freeze Man's weapon. There's no other way to get through there. Like, touching the lava is instant death, so you can't just take a hit and then kind of sneak through there. And then right here, this brings us... okay, not yet. Almost. One more ladder. And that brings us to here, which people probably noticed earlier. There's no way to get through here otherwise, since you need to be on the same level as that gap to slide through it. So yeah. And now, if I remember correctly, if we die here, what happens? Which point is this? Yes, this is the point that I wanted to be brought back to. Unfortunately, the other item is on the other path, and it's on the part that we skipped. I actually guess I could have got it first, thinking about it now, maybe? Yeah, because the other item is just up this ladder, so I guess I probably should have got it first so I didn't have to die, but the checkpoint was right there. See, I thought there was one of these at the beginning of the level. That's what I was talking about earlier. But anyway, so if we take out Thunder Strike, which we got from Cloudman, and we hit this, this will cause the elevators to start moving, and we need this to be happening if we want to get the other item that is hidden in this level. So let's see, if we wait for this thing long enough, it should start coming around. There it is. So just wait a little bit. This is also a very easy way to skip this part, even if you already have the item. Let's see, so it's going to the top. We can get this now. That's how you're supposed to get that. And yeah, I kind of really blew that one. Yeah, so basically we need to keep going up even more, although I really blew it there. By accident. And man, I don't know why the elevator on the right side takes so long to come back. Alright, so continuing on our way up. Yeah, this item also reminds me a lot of Spark Mandrill's weapon. I mean, a lot of the items in this game definitely seem pretty familiar compared to ones in, what's it called? In Mega Man X. Let's see, so if we ride this one up just for a little bit. Actually, no, that's not what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to use Rush Coil. What am I saying? And right here, we have this item. You could get up this ladder before, although there was no way to get this item unless you start the elevators. So we grab this, and that is Rush Jet. So let's see if I can get to the pause menu here. Rush Jet is awesome. And in this game, it's just like it is in, I think, Mega Man 4 and after. Mega Man 3 was really cool because you could kind of fly it anywhere you wanted to, although in this game, it always goes forward, although you can go left or right, depending on which way you look when you use it. Now, some people might have noticed when we looked at the shop, the exit unit, which lets us exit any level that we've already beat, costs 200 bolts, and we have 192. So unfortunately, I haven't bought it yet, so I guess the only way to get out of this level is either to get a game over or to beat it. So I guess I'll beat it, and I will rejoin you back on the stage select screen, where we will take on Burst Man, the final boss of the original 4. Actually, let's do this out. Let's see, if we hit this, this starts this elevator, and I think we can actually jump up here, and we can actually skip a chunk of the stage, which is kind of funny. And you fall through there. Or actually, can we jump back up through here? No, actually, that's the farthest you can go. That's really cool. And whoa! Did not mean to do that. At this point, considering we have 0 lives, it's probably easier just suicide. Get all our lives back, go back to the stage select screen, and take on the final boss for now, Burst Man. And he is in Bomber Bombus. Let's go with that, I guess. I don't even know what kind of place this is supposed to be with like massive test tubes and flasks and stuff in the background. Not really sure what they're trying to get at. Although these things I believe were originally from Shadow Man's stage in Mega Man 3. And when you jump on them, the time starts to count down and they explode when it hits 0, and that will hurt you if you're too close to them when it hits 0. So that's why you kind of have to move away. You kind of have to time your jumps and stuff correctly too. I believe there is a benefit to taking the more difficult route. There we go. I think we got an energy tank. Yeah, I think it didn't show it for very long since we were kind of like hit it instantly. But yeah, we got another energy tank there. That was pretty good. Alright, so going down here. Here I don't think it really matters which one you hit. Okay, so here. So, okay, those things explode. Good to know. Okay, so if we... Is there a way to get up there? That's an extra life, which we don't need. So I'm not going to try and sacrifice anything more. Actually, do we have to go up there? No, we can fall down here. Not very obvious at first. You went across here. Okay. Yeah, there's a part coming up where I believe you do float in the water? I don't remember. Although here, very reminiscent of Bubble Man's stage with the spikes on the ceiling, which are instant death. Just like spikes in pretty much any Mega Man game, which really sucks. Well, at least it's not like Mega Man 1, where even if you're flashing and you hit the spikes, it kills you. That really sucks. And you just take a ton of hits. There's probably a weapon I could use to defeat you faster, but what's the point? There we go. Yes, okay. Here is where you, for some reason, start to float. I mean, any other time, Mega Man just sinks to the bottom, but for some reason right now, he's floating up through the water. I've never really understood that. And if you want to talk about things that really don't make any sense, in Mega Man 8, Mega Man can actually swim underwater. I'm not joking. There's actually a segment of, I think, the intro stage where there's water, and you can actually swim, and it's just really bizarre. I don't know if you got like an upgrade or something that allowed that, but pretty funny anyway. If you do not have enough rush jet there, okay, yeah, there's blocks. Oh man! Now we're revisiting Quick Man's stage. Not Quick Man, Heat Man. Man, Quick Man's the one where the lines come across and murder you instantly. That sucks. Okay, man, that was not fair. Okay, no! Ugh! That was close. I was not ready for that long jump at the end there. So we have frog enemies. Overall, Burst Man, I guess he's just like, he's kind of like a Bubble Man ripoff, I guess is what it's trying to get at. Now we have conveyor belts. So, wait, no, these aren't conveyor belts. They look like conveyor belts, but they're actually not. It's pretty great. Okay, we have an R up there, so in case no one figured it out by now, and I didn't spoil it at some point, all those letters spell Rush, and as you notice, we have them all now, and as you may have noticed, we have this right here. We have S-Adapt, or the Super Adapter, and if we use this, we can combine with Rush, and we can do a double jump, and our special attack is also now a massive fist which shoots out, and it is actually very powerful. And yeah, so basically getting all of the Rush panels allows you to do this. This is very reminiscent of the Rush upgrades in Mega Man 6, where I think was there a Rush coil? Although either way, you could actually combine with Rush, and there was like a power adapter and like a jet adapter, and it was pretty cool. One of them let you double jump, and one of them gave you like a really powerful punching attack, which let you break massive rocks. Mega Man 6, not many people like, because I mean the series was kind of getting stale on the NES, but it's still a pretty cool game. Okay, let's see what we can do with the Rush adapter for you. I should mention that the downside to the Rush adapter is that you cannot slide, so it actually makes it harder to dodge bosses. So it would probably be smart to just use a special weapon on it, but let's see. Okay, that didn't even hurt you while you were doing that. Let's see. How much does this take off you normally? It didn't hurt him at all, which is great. So your weakness is freeze, I believe. Yes, it is. Oh shoot, okay, so when you hit that, it does that. If you hit these things on the wall, it kind of bounces you all over the place. Okay, that's a good strategy. I kind of didn't really think about that. Hit the wall and then make it bounce back at him. Tricky. I like that though. That's actually really cool. But really, it is just like Chill Penguin's weapon. Man, he's getting pushed way too close to me. And there you go. 4 bosses down. That didn't take too long. Some of that's also going to be cut out, so... I wonder if you can die now. I wonder if I had done a double jump, if I could have still killed myself from the spikes. That's actually an interesting idea. I wonder if anyone's tried that. I get another special weapon. We have Dr. Light this time. You get the Danger Rat. And this one, it shoots a massive bubble, and I will display it before we end the video. You get Danger Rat, as I just said. You get the password and another cutscene. talking to Dr. Light. This cutscene, it talks a little bit about bass and treble, which are fort and man, I don't remember. Gospel, I think it is. Is that? What's it called? Treble's name in Japanese? I believe it is, because that was also the name of the organization in Mega Man Battle Network 2, and I believe that's why, because it was named after that. And they're talking about them, and they're also talking about how the Robot Museum has just been attacked, so we are going there now to do kind of an in-the-middle level, in between the first 4 bosses and the second 4 bosses. Does the music sound familiar to anyone? Right now, we have... the music is actually made up of different segments of a whole bunch of different bosses throughout the Mega Man series, 1 to 6. It's actually a very good song, and I just listening to it for a little bit there. So Danger Rat, it shoots out this bubble, and you can capture enemies inside of it. If you hold Y longer, I believe it shoots farther actually, or how does that work? Something like that. Okay, so yes, that's interesting. So if you hold down, it will shoot a bomb on the floor. If you hold up, it will go more vertical. And if you hold right, it will go more to the right. So that's interesting. And that's how that attack works. And yeah, I really like this song. It's cool. But I mean, a robot museum, can't you see anything wrong with this? I mean, keeping like copies of Robot Masters from past games. I mean, shouldn't you probably melt them down in case they accidentally go on some sort of massive rampage? You can see Plant Man in the background there. This is Snake Man, Blizzard Man, Flame Man, Pharaoh Man, Heat Man, and then Plant Man again for some reason. The background repeats pretty quickly. And uh-oh, one of them has been stolen. Uh-oh. I wonder who it could be. It's Guts Man. Man, why is Dr. Wily even taking him? I mean, don't you have any new ideas for robots? Why do you have to take Guts Man? And fun fact, he will appear later on in the game. Ooh. And in the back there we have Skullman and Ringman, both from Mega Man 4. And then we have to fight Generic Clown. I mean, we're in the Robot Museum. Why couldn't it have been like an epic fight against Robot Masters from the past? Like, you should have had the fight like Skullman and Ringman at the same time. That would have been a cool battle. But no, instead we're fighting Generic Clown. I don't remember. Okay, so you do have to shoot the heads. I don't remember when you're supposed to shoot it, but you're just supposed to shoot it. Overall, this boss battle is very easy. I mean, you thought the other patterns were easy to memorize? This guy just kind of jumps and you have to slide underneath them. Pretty simple. Although it is kind of hard to hit the head while it's on the ground. Just because you have to dodge everything. And also, only like your biggest charge can hit it too. Using Danger Wrap actually probably would have been pretty helpful here, but instead I wasted it all showing people how it works. Oh well, it doesn't really matter anyway. That. There we go. Good, got like 2 hits in there. That was pretty good. But yeah, I mean, I was always really disappointed with this because I always like really hoped that in the Robot Museum, you could like fight Robot Masters from the past. I mean, Gutsman does show up later on, although it's not your typical Gutsman battle. You will see if you play Mega Man 7, which I really encourage you to do if you have not. This is a very good game, even though Mega Man X is a bit better. Except for Mega Man X2. I really don't like Mega Man X2. It's actually a really rare game too, along with Mega Man 7. But it's just nowhere near as good. Anyway, man, that battle was actually kind of tricky. It's because he takes up, like, so much room. It's kind of hard to dodge him sometimes. And the head. But anyway, here you go. And like, I guess I kind of lie when I say that Mega Man 7 was the only original Mega Man game on the Super Nintendo. There was also Rockman and Fort, or Mega Man and Bass, although that was only released in Japan. Whatever caused them not to bring it to North America, I will never figure out. Because, I mean, it's a great game, and it's just kind of bizarre. I mean, people loved Mega Man back then. People still love them today, but I mean, Capcom doesn't, so it doesn't really work that well. And there you go. So I mean, it surprised me that they never brought that over, although I'll probably have to play that for a random game of the day someday too. Because Rockman and Ford is a very fun game. So now we have Spring Man, Slash Man, Turbo Man, and Shade Man as the next 4 bosses. Although I don't think we are going to do any more for today. Because man, I've been recording for almost an hour. And that was a lot of fun, and I really hope everyone enjoyed seeing the first 4 bosses. I believe I found every single item in all 4 of their stages, so that's pretty much the first half of the game 100% complete. Let's see, am I right in thinking if you hold B and press start, there's an Easter egg here? Yes, if you press B and press start on Shade Man's stage, you get Ghosts and Goblins music instead of the normal stage theme. I always really like this music. It's really cool. Though Shade Man's normal stage music is actually also really cool too. So anyway, I think that's where we're going to end off today. So even though I started this stage, everyone's always like, beat it, but nah, I think we've done enough for today. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed seeing the first half of Mega Man 7, and I definitely encourage you to go and play it yourself. You've seen the passwords on the screen, so I mean, even if you don't want to replay the first half since you just saw me do the whole thing, go get yourself Mega Man 7 or Rockman 7 since it's way cheaper and easier to find. And use that password and play the rest of the game. And I really hope you enjoy it, because like I said, it's a really fun game. Even if it's not as great as Mega Man X, it is still a lot of fun, and I definitely encourage everyone to give it a shot if you haven't. So yeah, first random game of the day of the new year, and hopefully everyone really enjoyed it. So thanks for watching, and hope to see you next time for something different. So thanks, and see you later.